Hey guys, I'm finally back with a new recipe, and this one is super simple and really easy. I always cook these two recipes when I absolutely don't feel like cooking. I do have those days. But I know that these recipes I will totally enjoy making because I know that at the end of the night I won't have a bunch of dishes to do, and also the whole cooking process will just be so much more easy, will just be so much easier and stress-free. And these recipes I'm going to show you guys are one-pot recipes. They're just my favorite to make. Also, be sure to stick around till the end of this video. I'm going to talk about my favorite secret ingredient. I put this on everything, and it just makes everything so much more delicious and so much more nutritious. You guys should definitely try this out. Check it out at the end of the video. Without further ado, let's get on to my favorite hassle-free recipes right now. So this first recipe we're gonna make together is this potato carrot one pot. So we're gonna start off by washing our potato and make sure to cut out all those sprouted parts of the potato. And then we're going to go ahead and peel the potato. I like to compost my potato peels or my food scraps, as I mentioned in my zero waste video. Then we're going to move on to the carrots. We're going to wash and peel those as well and set them aside and compost the peels. Then we're going to start cutting. We want all our ingredients to be about the same size, so I'm dicing the carrots into small pieces, and I'm going to do the same to the potatoes as well. Next up, we're going to cut up our onion. We're going to dice that into small pieces as well. Then we're going to start cooking. So we want to heat up some olive oil on medium heat. Then we're going to put in our onion. Stir that around until translucent. Then we're going to add marjoram. We want to be quite generous with this. Next, the rest of the ingredients go into the pot. Stir that around, give everything a slight fry, and then we want to add our water. Cover our pot to cook the veggies until they're soft. I don't have a masher, so I use the head of my mixer or puree mixer. To slightly mash up the soft veggies. You don't want them to be smooth though, they should still be quite rough and chunky. Lastly, I'm going to add some frozen peas for some added proteins, then season with some salt and pepper. And also I'm going to season with a tiny bit of vinegar. And that's pretty much it. This one pot is so easy to make, as you guys just saw. And yeah, I love how there's veggies, protein, and carbs. This is just a well-rounded, delicious meal. The next dish we're going to make is this one pot pasta. This might look really simple and plain, but trust me, this is so good. First off, we're going to cut up some cherry tomatoes. I loved how cherry tomatoes give this dish a sweet hint to it. Then we're going to cut up some onions, dice them nice and small. And lastly, we're going to mince some garlic. Then again, we want to heat up a pot on medium heat, add some olive oil. Make sure to heat up your olive oil slowly, and then we're going to add our onions first. We're going to wait until they're pretty much translucent before we add our
garlic. This way the garlic doesn't burn as quickly. Then we're adding some dried oregano. I like to add my dried herbs straight to the oil. This way the aroma can transfer into the oil nicely. Then I'm adding the cherry tomatoes, give that a nice stir before I add the tomato passata. Then I'm adding some water and also some salt before we then go ahead and add our pasta. I'm using spaghetti, but you guys can also use short pasta. I think spaghetti is more delicious, but if you do, make sure you spoon the sauce onto the pasta like I do here, just to make sure they soften nicely till the pasta or the spaghetti fits into the pot completely. Then I'm picking our basil here from a lovely basil plant that has thankfully lasted so long up until now. Feel free to add a little splash of water here and there if you feel like the sauce isn't covering the spaghetti or the pasta nicely. Then I'm adding some plant-based milk to make it a little more creamy. Stir that around. And then just before the dish is finished or the pasta is soft, I'm adding the basil. I like to tear it once in half and then season with some pepper. And that's pretty much it. You're done. Serve it up hot, and you can also add some basil or some cheese or some other toppings to your pasta. It was so easy and so delicious.
So those two were my favorite stress-free recipes. So now on to the secret ingredient I promised you guys at the beginning of the video, and that ingredient is nutritional yeast. If you guys don't know what that is, it's not as scary or weird as it sounds. Basically, it's a type of yeast that you can add to your food, and it's rich in proteins, also in vitamin B and in zinc and in iron, and just all in all a great food to add to your food. A great ingredient to add to your food. It's great for your gut health and your immune system overall, but best of all, it's super cheesy. I promise you guys, it tastes like cheese. It tastes like Parmesan or those nuttier cheeses. At first, to be honest, I was super skeptical when I heard about nutritional yeast, but I promise you guys, if you get the high quality or the good kind, it tastes just like cheese. You guys have to try it. I put it on everything. You guys can also put it on the ingredients that I just showed you guys. It'll make it so much more better. If you decide to recreate those recipes that I just showed you guys, be sure to tag me on Instagram. I'd love to see you guys' recreations. And if you like to see this face a bit more, or see more videos on health and travel, click subscribe. It's free. And if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something in this video, I'd love if you give it a thumbs up and tell a friend. And yeah, I have nothing more to add. This concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.